I've created over 600 landing pages across 120 niches. And today I'm going to show you my exact 4-step formula to create $1 million landing pages. This is the proven system I use whether I'm creating high converting landing pages for billion-dollar brands like Linktree, who had over 50 million users in May 2024, or landing pages for brand new startups and every type of business in between. As long as your goal is to create profitable marketing campaigns and convert more traffic into leads and sales, this will work. To help you today, I'm even going to show you and break down some of my top performing client pages so you can see exactly how we do it. Okay, let's get into step number 1. To create $1 million landing pages, you need to think of your landing page like a digital sales person. The problem is most businesses send all their traffic to an untrained, boring intern who couldn't close a door, when to actually make money, they need to send their traffic to a hyper qualified sales person. So if your landing page is your digital salesperson, how does a great salesperson start the sales process? Well, they hook the prospect in and start the conversation. For your landing page, this all starts with the above the fold section. This is the most important real estate on your landing page because 100% of your traffic will see this, and you literally have just a split second to get their attention and start the conversation. Now, your landing page has 2 goals above the fold. The first goal, it's got to be congruent with what got the click. So basically, you've just promised them something in your ad or your content to get them to click to your landing page. But what I see most businesses getting wrong with their campaigns is their ad will say one thing and their landing page headline above the fold will say something completely different, or worse, they just send all of their traffic to a website. What you should do is have a specific landing page to match the specific ads and temperature of traffic. How do you do this? Well, for example, this is a client's Google Ads campaign in the self-publishing niche. We're running different ads for different searcher intent like poetry or Christian self-publishing or children book self-publishing, whatever, right? If we sent all of these people to the same generic self-publishing landing page, that wouldn't be congruent. That wouldn't be congruent with what was just promised to get the click. Now, the second goal of the above the fold on your landing page is to enter the conversation going on in their head and get them to keep reading, hook them in, right? So to enter the right conversation going on in their heads, you need to understand which level of awareness they're at. This is what we did for Linktree's landing page, because talking about link in bio was working great for their Google ads because people were searching for that. They knew what they were looking for. But on Facebook, people were more problem aware. So the conversation going on in their heads wasn't to find a link in bio tool. They didn't even know what that was yet. Instead, they were frustrated because they felt limited by the one link in bio Instagram gave them. Now, if you do want more on how to create an epic above the fold, I'll leave my video training in the comments for you. Next up, we have step number 2 to create $1 million landing pages. Now, which salesperson do you think is going to close the most sales? The one standing on a soapbox yelling generic information at a huge crowd of people? Or the salesperson who sits down one-to-one with a prospect, holds their hand, listens to them and says, I understand you, and here's how we can help you and your situation? Hopefully you said the second one. So step number 2 is to make it feel like you have personalized one-to-one communication on your landing page through your copy. Because now we've hooked them in, our digital salesperson has hooked them in and started the convo, we want to keep having the conversation. But there are 3 big things I see businesses getting wrong. Problem 1 is they use internal company jargon in their copy instead of using the words of the customers. So imagine if a salesperson at a SaaS company was using the lingo of the programmers. Instead of talking about the problems and the dream outcomes of the market, he'd be using total nerd language that totally confuses the prospect, and he wouldn't be answering the number 1 question in the prospect's mind. What's in it for me. This totally alienates your reader and makes them feel like you don't understand them. Problem number 2 is businesses trying to speak to too many different audiences or avatars on the same page instead of honing in on one specific market. What you want to do is have one landing page or one funnel per product, per market. Otherwise, your copy feels really generic and like it's not speaking to anybody. Problem 3 is they write the copy like it's coming from a faceless corporation instead of coming from another human being, right? They focus on being really proper and using this like fancy B2B language instead of copy and language that forms a connection. You want your copy to feel like a conversation, right? So let's look at how to achieve this one-to-one copy using one of our clients' meta ads campaigns in the hair loss and hair restoration niche. You can see we use step 1 to make sure the ad matches the above the fold. And you can see we made sure we entered the right conversation and right stage of the buyer's journey. Instead of talking about hair transplants, which is more product aware, we offer a consultation to save the hair, which is more problem aware and matches the colder audience on Facebook. Now, as we go down the page, we want the copy to feel like we are having a one-to-one conversation with the doctor. To achieve this, we follow the PASS framework: problem, agitate, solve. So here's why this landing page copy and this landing page is converting. Number 1, when we write the copy, we use the exact words of the target market, not the medical jargon of the doctor, right? So we show we understand their problem, they are losing their hair, it's thinning, and they've tried everything, but it's not working. We show we understand their dream outcome to regain a natural looking head of hair. Now we've showed them where they are and where they want to go, we understand them. That means we can show them now how we are the vehicle to get them from A to B with our Save My Hair consultation. To figure out the right words to use, we ran a survey with our clients' past patients and used sources like the hair loss subreddits to figure out how they phrase their problems and their dream outcome. And now when they read the copy, they're gonna say, yes, this is for me, you understand me. Reason number 2 that this copy is working and this page is converting, this page is all in the doctor's voice. It's like the doctor is speaking one-to-one with you. And when you read the copy, you can get an idea or a feel of his tone. It's like he's talking in your head. And that's what we want to achieve with your copy, because this builds his authority, right? It starts a relationship and it removes the anxiety to take the next step. The doctor takes the initial appointments as well, so it just makes sense to build the relationship with him on the page. Okay, and reason number 3, the copy is specifically speaking to one avatar: men suffering from hair loss. The doctor also helps women suffering from hair loss, but women describe their problems and dream outcomes in totally different ways. Even just emotionally, typically men get angry at a situation, whereas women might get more sad or depressed, right? We would want to create a different campaign to speak to women. All right, now we have hooked them in with the above the fold and the headline. We've engaged them in conversation with our personalized one-to-one copy. The next goal of a good salesperson is to qualify or disqualify the prospect. Most clients I work with are frustrated with the quality of their leads. They don't necessarily want a flood of 100 sales calls this week. They just want to speak with whale prospects who are hyper qualified and more likely to close. So step 3 for your $1 million landing page is to qualify and disqualify people. To qualify someone, you want to make sure it's obvious that what you have is for them. I wonder how we could do that. Maybe we could just overtly tell them in our copy, but most people don't. And it leaves people wondering, is this for me? What's in this for me? So your landing page is your digital salesperson, but it can't ask questions like a human can, right? So you need to anticipate the questions they will have in their mind. And one of the biggest is this for me? So we did this for our client in the hair restoration space, showing the top 5 archetypes or buckets of people like they might put themselves into, right? And we also did it for this client, Navexa, using the archetype of their 3 best customers. Then we used social proof with intent, using testimonials and pictures of real users instead of just slapping a testimonial slider on the page and calling it with a day. We used the social proof on that section so people could better identify with those archetypes. If you want to qualify further, you can even tell them on the page who this isn't for, and that will dial it up to push the wrong leads back. Even in our own marketing for our agency persuasion experience, we make it super clear in all touch points who is a good lead so people can disqualify themselves. I take most of the sales calls, so I don't want to be talking to hundreds of people, right? We do lead generation for B2B and high ticket B2C who are doing like 1 million to 10 million plus, but they want to double their business. They've got really ambitious growth goals and they want to take it to the next level, right? But they feel stuck. So we build their funnels and their landing pages and we run their paid ad campaigns. And when we use touch points like the calendar booking page, this helps to qualify people by showing exactly who we're for. Okay, so we've hooked them in. We've got them to speak with us, right? It's like they have a conversation going on in their mind as they read the copy. We've qualified or disqualified them. And now we have them all like, hell yeah, this sounds like it's for me. But now we need to make the ask. And this is where so many businesses go wrong, right? So this is step number 4 of your $1 million landing page. You need to make the sale. Now remember, your landing page isn't always selling the direct sale and getting money. In lead generation, you actually have to sell your consultation or whatever your next step is to get them to become a lead. You need to get a lead before you can get a sale, right? And just because your consultation is free monetarily, it still costs them time and energy, right? So what are you selling? Well, you're selling your offer. And we call this your lead generation offer, right? With your offer, you are just looking for that next micro step, not a big knockout punch. I have a whole 3-hour step-by-step offer workshop on this. It's just $17. I'll leave a link in the description for anyone who wants to better learn their lead generation offer. But for now, I'll quickly give you a couple of examples of our clients' offers. So this is our Champagne design consultation. It's an offer for a home remodeling and additions firm in Texas. It works because the next micro step of the market is not to get a free quote. Although all of the competitors are offering a free quote, it doesn't make sense for the market, right? Why? Because they don't know what they want yet. And if you don't know what you want, how can you get a quote? They have a Pinterest board of ideas, but the next micro step is design. Or with this client, right? Their previous agency was using their Meta ads traffic to try and get leads for hair transplants, a high ticket surgery. Wrong level of awareness for this temperature of traffic. Instead, we use the Save My Hair consultation for this client because the sales call needs to diagnose and prescribe the outcome. And actually, the client can now offer more things, more solutions, right? Not just hair transplants. But if this were a Google Ads campaign, somebody was specifically looking for a hair transplant, we'd have a completely different landing page. So we're in the early days of this campaign still, but we're already getting scheduled appointments that go through a multi-step form for $69, right? And they go through this whole form to become a qualified lead. Okay, team, and those are my 4 proven steps so that you can go and create a landing page that makes you millions of dollars. But you have to remember your landing page is just one part of your funnel. So if you want to see how we build a full lead machine system, a full lead machine funnel for our clients, click on this next video and I'll see you in the next training.